Hey, how you doing? You're here because you clicked the link. Maybe it's one of the Beyond the Field YouTube videos, or maybe it was a newsletter, or hey, maybe it was a post on social media, or maybe someone sent this to you. Whatever it is, this video will explain how Beyond the Field can help you. My name is Ed Jones. I'm the founder of Beyond the Field. I am passionate about player development. Our YouTube channel has over 72 hours of player development material. And I'm passionate about player development because I spent time in player development with the University of Houston football team, the Kansas football team, and the Baylor football team. And so what I've done now is I've taken all that experience from those three universities working under, this is going to sound crazy, it was only 3 schools, but 5 different head coaches. And I've brought this to people to help people enhance the programs they have, to help people enhance the experience of the athletes they have. And you're here, number one, because you care about athletes outside of their performance. Maybe you're in football, maybe you're in basketball, maybe you're in baseball, swimming, whatever sport you're in. You care about the holistic development of the athlete. And so you're here to check out the services that we provide. And so I want to make sure that I explain them all to you in a way that you understand. I've never done a video like this, and a lot of people have said, hey, how can you help our program? Or I appreciate everything you're doing for free with the content, but I want to dive deeper. People have said, hey man, if you're giving away that much stuff for free, I can't imagine what you would do with a paid service. So I said, you know what? Let me put all this in a video. I like doing videos. I like speaking to the camera. It's easier. You can watch this, share this, pause, whatever you need to do. And so we'll walk through the 3 ways I can help you. And there's 3 tiers to that. Do it yourself. I can do it with you, or I can do it for you. We'll talk about that. But before we get to services, I always want to make sure people understand what they're purchasing, what they're looking at, what investment they're going to make. Because you're going to make an investment in some kind of way, right? This investment is going to help athletes. So I want to make sure you know exactly what the investment will be. So before we touch on that, I want to just go back over what player development is and the benefits it can provide to the athletes that are in your life. All right, so you can check out your screen right now. Let's define player development. Player development is the enhancement of the athlete experience through holistic and intentional programming and initiatives. So if this is what you're looking for, this is not player development as far as skill development, right? Or athletic skill development. This is player development, the holistic programming, the holistic building, the intentional initiatives to build an athlete off the field or outside of competition. My company's called Beyond the Field. I was a high school coach. I worked in college athletics for 3 programs. So my goal was to enhance the experience off the field. So once again, I just want to make sure that you know what you're looking for. That's the definition of player development there. Now, let's look at some benefits of player development. Now, I won't dive too deep into these because I want to get to the products, but I do have a podcast episode I did up here that talks about the benefits of player development. So you could dive into that episode and really just get a deep understanding of the benefits. I'll just list them here and then we'll keep going. How many of you all are here from the benefits of player development episode? Like this video if you are. Here are some of the benefits that player development provides. Better people, better citizens in your program, self-confidence, community engagement, morale, a positive morale, winning environment, identity engagement, a strong alumni pipeline, branding, a recruiting advantage, and it helps create generational impact. So those are the benefits of player development. Once again, if you're on board with the definition of player development and the benefits, this is the video for you. Now we're going to talk about the services. Once again, the services are broken down into 3 areas. I understand that everybody has a different price point. Everybody's somewhere differently financially. I get that. People are differently or in different stages of what they want from Beyond the Field. I get that as well. So we've created 3 tiers. The biggest resource I provided for people is the Player Development Podcast. Like I said earlier, it's over 3 days of player development content. And so a lot of you all are coming here from there. All right. I understand that there are people who are creating impact from that free resource. Well, honestly, it's not free because you're taking time out of your schedule to listen, watch, whatever it may be. So you are paying something. But I understand a lot of people can build or achieve the goals they want to from that resource. But I know that you are here because you want to dive deeper. And so let's dive into that. All right. So the first area is our do-it-yourself area. This is our low ticket area. So this is for you all who may be in the role and you just need a little something, or maybe you're testing out the role. Maybe you're a student, you want to see if this is what you want to do, or maybe you're an AD or a coach or a parent who wants to learn more, or just somebody that just likes my podcast and wants to support. Shout out to you. So we have products for you. So the first one, our low ticket, and this is our low ticket sector, the do-it-yourself, is our books, our Beyond the Field books. So we're going to talk about those here. I've written 2 books, and at the time of this recording, I am finishing up my 3rd book. The first book is Beyond the Field, the Player Development Guide. It talks about, the program I use at the 3 universities I work for. The second book is the Coach's Guide to Player Development. It provides a great guide to how player development can impact your program. And the one I'm writing right now is the revision of the first one. It's the Player Development Guide. It is so much in there, and it will be the first one that is printed. I've added over 15,000 words, added about 30 pages to the original book. And like I said, this one's going to be printed. So that one's going to be great for you all there. Now, I want to read some of the testimonials here from people who have read the books. Here's reader testimonial number 1. The book was good. From the time I started to the time I ended, I had trouble putting it down. I love that you did not leave any stone unturned. This can give any person, whether new in athletics or experienced, the framework and foundation on building a player development program. It can also be transferred to work with any sport. So, hey, that's a glowing testimonial. I appreciate that person for putting that there. And then right here, here's another testimonial. The book is a must read for any individual involved in college athletics. Ed Jones captures what it means to truly make an impact in the lives of others. His detailed program will align you and your organization so you can engage and develop your student athletes to reach their maximum potential in all areas of their life. The book will make you think about things you probably never thought about before. So that's pretty cool. That's the book. I'm, blushing to hear that from those who read it. I'm thankful. The book really dives into what I've done. In 2016, when I started in the role at the University of Houston, I didn't know what I was doing. So all the resources I want to provide are ones to help people get to that next level. Another testimony I want to give of the book is not a testimonial per se I received from someone, but it's a testimonial of John Battle IV. John Battle is the director of player development at Duke currently. And I met John when I was in Miami getting some work done, and he had read the book and he came to me and he had fleshed out this entire program based off what he learned from the book. It was incredible. It's what he used to get the job at Duke. And so that's another testimonial that I know I got to see that one. And so that is John Battle's story and another testimonial for the book. If you want those books, you can purchase the first ebook, Beyond the Field, which talks about the program. You could also purchase the Coach's Guide to Player Development, which talks about how it can help your program. That link is in the show notes. You can get 2 of those books today for $25. They will come to your email like that. You can start today. You can pre-order the printed book, the book that is coming out. At the time of this recording, I'm finishing it, getting it published. But you can pre-order that book now. Some of you all may watch this a little later on in 2025 or maybe years from now. That link is there when it's out of pre-order, but that link is there for you all to get that book. Man, I'm excited. That's awesome. All right, so the next level of products in the do-it-yourself is the online course. I have a self-paced online course that walks through the player development plan, that helps you create a player development plan. It's a self-paced course. You can always go back. There's downloadable worksheets, but it walks you through many things. Matter of fact, let me tell you what it walks you through. This course helps you define player development. It helps you understand the 6 main areas of player development. It helps you understand the 10 aspects of player development. It helps you create a purpose, vision, and mission with your player development plan. It helps you create pillars for your program and the components. And then at the end, there's a document for you to put all this together. There's documents all the way throughout this. But this course helps you create a plan that you can use to impact the lives of athletes immediately. So let's jump into some testimonials. Testimonial number 1, the downloadable worksheets provided me the opportunity to think as an athletic director or department head and allow me to dream and prepare myself for when that opportunity comes. Testimonial 2, the course helped immensely with framing player development. The go back and do what you just watched at the beginning of episodes was helpful. I appreciated call outs to different professions of people that may enter the player development space. And then testimonial number 3, the freedom to navigate this course. Testimonial number 3, the freedom to navigate this course on my own allowed me to go back and reassess a bunch of ideas I had. It helped me narrow down my previous framework, and now I can begin to build on programming. Every video was enlightening, engaging, and opened a new window of thinking for me. Going through the worksheets helped me follow along with my ideas as well as the examples. Here's another testimonial. Beyond the Field has the secret sauce. If you want to grow in your knowledge and understanding, you need to jump into the course. The course is a great investment, one of the best investments you can make of the year for yourself. I'm telling you right now, jump into the course and learn. You won't regret it. This course has helped me tremendously in my journey of growing and developing in this space of player development. Well, you heard it there. Like, I love hearing that. I'm so thankful for these people who gave a testimonial. So thankful for the people who invested in themselves. But I also have another story. CJ Scrimp, who currently is leading player development at Coastal Carolina, purchased the course. He was doing an internship. He was a former player. He finished the course. He did some more stuff, had a plan, and then was hired in the role. I've had people who were in that space, take advantage of the course to teach others. Gus Felder, who's the executive director of player development for Nebraska football, purchased this course for everyone who is underneath him. And so people are coming to this course because this course is a great professional development piece, helping people get to a place where they can create a plan so that they can succeed in the player development role. All right, so that's for you all. Those two services in our DIY, do-it-yourself section of player development services and products are for you all who are like, hey, I want to do this on my own. Do you have a book? Do you have a course? I'll do it myself. That is for you. For you all who are like, hey, man, I want you to join with me. I want to do this with you. Here are the products and services we have for you. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Player Development Academy. I'm going to talk about the Player Development Academy. Now, when I first started, it was the cohort. So if you see in the videos, it said cohort. We changed it to the Player Development Academy. But I've had 12 people go through it. It's been incredible to see them not only grow, it's been incredible seeing some of them get positions, some of them develop right where they are. It's been great seeing their growth. This Player Development Academy is a 4 to 6 week training where you're with other people in a group and you are learning about the basics of player development. But what people have loved the most in the Player Development Academy is the questions they get answered and the situations I put them through. So we start off and say, hey, here's the situation. How would you solve it? And then at the end, I get questions. And so you hear everybody's question and they're growing outside of the material that is already shared. So that's the Player Development Academy. All the links to all these products are in the show notes, but let me get to the testimonials because I want y'all to believe the people that have been in the academy. Now, on this one, I'm going to do some name dropping because I want y'all to reach out to these people. They're real people. They'll talk to you about their experience in the Player Development Academy. Some of them know it as a cohort, but when you talk to them, they will understand. And I'm proud of them. I got some stories to tell. All right, this is Kayla Robinson. Kayla Robinson says, as being a part of the first cohort, I enjoyed how malleable the course was. Yes, Ed came in with a plan, but I enjoyed how he catered the course to our questions. It gave a very personalized experience. That's from Kayla Robinson. Let me tell you about Kayla Robinson. Kayla Robinson, she was working in player development at the University of Alabama at the back half of her senior year when she took this cohort. When the change happened from Coach Nick Saban to Coach Kalen DeBoer, Kayla Robinson was leading in the player development space. That was incredible when she texted me like, hey, I need to talk to you. A lot of things are changing. I'm leading player development. She was able to do that because she was part of the Player Development Academy. That's crazy. She's currently now helping Savannah Bailey at Florida with GatorMade. But I'm so proud of her. That is a real life example of being prepared by the Player Development Academy. Next testimonial is Shalette Hamby. My experience was 12 out of 10. My cohort was engaged and felt like we were all handpicked for our group. As for course content, it exceeded my expectations and reassured me that this field is exactly where I want to be. So proud of Shalette as well. She has done so much serving where she's at, serving people in the Air Force, serving veterans, serving people in her community. She's doing a great job. I'm so excited. When she gets her player development position, it's going up. All right, our next testimonial here is Faith Gurdon. Faith says, each week was so fun. Ed broke down every aspect that we learned about. I was introduced to concepts I never thought about. The worksheets were user-friendly, and Ed made sure we fully understood all the material he presented to us. Come on, Faith. Come on, Faith. I'm really excited about Faith. Faith's story is incredible. She was doing counseling for a while, and she was like, you know what? She's certified in counseling. She's like, but I want to help athletes outside of counseling. Like, I want to truly develop athletes. So the cohort was about to start. She had found the cohort by going through YouTube. She binged for like 4 hours one night. And I remember telling her, like, Faith, hey, just, you know, I'm big. Like I said earlier, I want to make sure people know what they're doing. I said, hey, maybe you could jump in the next cohort. I want to make sure you know that what you're getting into. And she's like, nah, put me in this one. And since then, Faith has had 2 interviews with NFL teams, and she's currently doing player engagement at Old Dominion. And I am so excited for her future as well. And lastly, we have my guy, Kenneth Dobbins. Kenneth says, every week I knew that I would be able to ask questions and have them answered thoroughly. I feel like every week was intricately thorough and planned, and it all came together very well. The worksheets were really helpful in learning the intricacies of working in player development, as well as feel like I have a leg up in future interviews and the secrets to success. The course was also set up perfectly to get all of us to connect beyond just attending class. So I love that. That's the connection. It's that community that they were able to get through the Player Development Academy. Shout out to Kenneth. He's doing great things in Austin. Kenneth actually helped me, or is helping me. Some of you all watching this, he's helping me plan and execute the 2025 Player Development Summit, which will be here in Kansas City. So I'm truly excited to have Kenneth on the team helping. But those are people in an academy who I still have relationships. And what I tell people all the time, when you're part of the academy, you have access to me. They text me, they call me, hey, I have a question. They have access to me because they have invested in themselves, and I know that they take this seriously. So being a part of the Player Development Academy is something that is really, really big. All right, I also have workshops. Workshops is another thing here in a do it with you. So this is the do it with you portion. So this is medium ticket. And I have workshops. I do workshops. They could span over a lot of things, but the one that's most popular that I've done so far is the interview workshop. And I want to talk to you all about, here's a testimonial from an interview workshop I did. And while I'm, getting this testimonial, I want to talk to you all about, what the workshop looks like. So this workshop, I no matter if it's an interview workshop, community engagement workshop, career development workshop, mentorship workshop, I walk people through what they want to make sure they have a complete understanding of what's going to create success, what can create obstacles, and how to overcome that, and to also communicate the impact that you're making. So this testimonial is from someone who took the interview workshop. I get excited every single time. Every time I see this testimonial, it's my guy, CJ Carter. Y'all can look him up, but he texts me, he said, happy Sunday, Ed. I wanted to shoot you a text to say thank you again for all your support. Even though I wasn't able to get a job offer the first few times around, my process for preparing for interviews is a credit to your workshop. On Friday, I received a job offer from a D1 university to be their director of student athlete career development. I've got to give you a lot of credit for helping me get to this point. Thank you. That's awesome, right? He went through the interview process. He understands, I tell people all the time, I cannot guarantee that people are going to get jobs. If I did, I'd be a millionaire. But he went through the processes, and he didn't discuss all this in here, but he was going for an assistant job, didn't get it, and got a director job based off what he learned in the interview workshop. So I'm always excited for those testimonials, and shout out to my guy, CJ. All right, the next service you can have is one-on-one coaching. And what does that look like? One-on-one coaching is one-on-one coaching. whatever you want to get, whatever you want to learn, whatever you want to ask me, whatever you want to go through, I will coach that for you. Now, I'm going to find out pain points. So it looks like you want to get coached up, man. I want you to coach me up. I want to find the pain points. What do you want to get out of this? That's important. What do you want to get out of this coaching? Where do you want to be? What does the finish line look like, right? Because I don't want to get in there, start coaching you on stuff that I know and what I did if it doesn't pertain to what you want to do. So if you're in there one-on-one coaching, you could be the person that's in the role. You could be the coach that is going to hire the role. You could be an administrator. You can be whoever. I'll give one-on-one coaching to anybody in the aspects of player development. So if you're interested in that, once again, you're interested in any of these, the show notes are there. One-on-one coaching is something that I'm excited about for 2025, as there is a lot of people on the waiting list excited for this, but I always want to make sure I have the right people doing the one-on-one coaching there. So maybe you watching this, maybe you're the right person. All right, now let's move to the high ticket aspect. And this is the do it for you. This is, you want me to come in and do it for you. You're like, hey, I've done to do it by myself. I've done it with you. But at this point, I want you to bring your player development expertise and I want you to do it for me, right? The do it for you program. All right. All right. So let's talk about it. One thing I can do for you is I can come and speak. If you want me to speak to your team, if you want me to speak to your staff, if you want me to speak to whoever, I can come in and do. I've had the pleasure of speaking to the Nebraska football team. I've had the pleasure of speaking to the Texas Tech football team. I've had the pleasure of speaking to the Cleveland State swimming team. I've had the pleasure of speaking to the West Coast Conference SAC department. There were students from each university in the West Coast Conference. I've also had the privilege of speaking to high school teams, Hutto High School's football team, Kansas City public school students. So if you want me to come in and speak about different things, and I could talk about leadership, I could talk about choices versus mistakes. I've talked to different universities about player development. I've talked to Clemson University, University of Missouri, St. Louis. If you want me to talk or speak, you can hit me up. There's a link down there. I'll cover whatever you want. We'll find out what the budget is, but I can speak to you. I've spoken at conferences. Actually, I'm speaking at AFCA here in a couple weeks. Through the time of this recording, I got my presentation ready. I got to get all my worksheets printed. I've spoken at conferences. If you want a speaker, you could bring me in. Like I said, player development is my passion, and I could talk about how you can make an impact in the lives of athletes. If that's the core of what you want, I'm the speaker for you. All right, another service I have is program creation. So if you've never heard of player development, you're on this YouTube, you're like, man, I didn't realize player development's a thing. I thought we were impacting athletes, but we need a plan. I can help you create that program. And so I will create a program that will create the impact that you want to see in the lives of the athletes that you serve. I was on a call today with the FCS college football program, and we were talking about player development. I love this part. Why? Because I get to see what someone wants and I get to build that. When I talk to this FCS program today, the coach, one of their pillars is challenging their players. Well, player development is a great place to challenge players because you're going to challenge players to not only be great on the field, you have an opportunity to challenge them to be great off the field. So I can help you with program creation. Once again, you could be a head coach, you could be an athletic director, you could be a agent who has a whole bunch of coaches in your agency, whatever it may be. If you need help with program creation, I will help you. That's every level, high school, college, pros. If you need help creating a program, I am here to help you. Another service I provide is I can evaluate your program. So I can look at the program that you have in place and say, you know what? Hey, you do this well. Here's areas of improvement. Here's ways you can go about doing this. This is what you want. I had an opportunity to do this with the University of Oklahoma football team. They had a previous director who has now transitioned. He brought me in. He's like, hey, I want you to kind of look at what we're doing. We at this place right here, this thing we need to get better at. So I was able to evaluate the entire program, and I got to the bottom of that thing they needed to improve, why it wasn't working. But I had an opportunity to evaluate that program. So if you want program evaluation where you say, hey, I believe we have player development in place, or I know we have it in place, but we just need an outside person to come in and look and say, hey, we are doing this great, or hey, here are areas to improve, I am the person for you. And lastly, if you're looking to hire someone in this space, I can find that person for you. So if you need hiring assistance, I have a lot of people I know. I have a lot of students from my cohort. I know people across the space who are doing incredible things. I'm connected to a lot of people. So if you're saying, hey, We need to hire someone. We have it in place. The coach knows what he wants to do. Maybe I've already helped you create a plan. And you're like, hey, we need to hire someone. I can help you find that person so I can provide hiring assistance for you as well. Think of me as your player development search firm. All right, so those are the services there. I wanted to get this video out to you all and let you know how I can help you. If there is a service that I did not speak of that you want, please let me know. I am all in customization. I'm all about customization. We will create the correct product or service that will help you create impact in the lives of athletes. Once again, I'm so glad you're here. I wanted to make this video for you all who want to dive deeper into player development. You all want to dive deeper into resources, services, products that can help your program. Wanted to make this video, but want to make sure that you understand what player development is. And if you want to take it to that next step, I am here to help you. In recap, under the do-it-yourself low ticket offers we have the books and we have the online course. In the do it with you, where I help you, I walk along with you, we have the Player Development Academy, we have workshops and one-on-one coaching. And then finally, for the do it for you, where you say, hey, come in and get this done, we have speaking, program creation, program evaluation, and hiring assistance. So you have a low ticket level, mid ticket level, high ticket level resource and service for you. As always, thank you so much for supporting Beyond the Field, watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share this with people. You all know someone who's like, hey man, I need this service, but I know they need this as well. Share this with the people who need it. As I always say, go out and create generational impact. Don't wait, create that generational impact today. And all those services are in the show notes. Thank you so much. Have a good one.